of Saba Saba, the original Saba Saba back in 1990. And because many Gen Zs may not know the origins of street demos in Kenya, and that probably politicians were considered much older now, were way younger back then, and they faced the same police brutality that the Gen Zs are facing now. What is your memory of Saba Saba?
Thank you, Dimuri. Allow me to salute viewers wherever they're watching this morning show. And coming to Saba Saba, let me say I was a teenager then, because I was roughly 22. So I was a teenager then, but I was in the city. And I joined the team that was advocating for multipartyism. Because remember, then it was one-party state, when Kano was the only single party ruling the country, and there was a clamor to fight for what we call Section 2A, and a repeal of that particular section. Moi was so cunning, and he was so determined that the country will be ruled under one single party. But those men and women who felt that, in fact, this country should be a multi-party country, fought a vigorous battle, and those includes the late Jaramogi Odinga, the late Matiba, the late Shikuku, and many others, including the Orengos of today and Muites of today. So I remember very well, Saba Saba was a declaration of that particular fight for multipartyism. And I would say that the battle was won, but it was a very tedious battle because remember Matiba and Rubia found themselves, even including the Raila Odinga, found themselves into detained. And they were detained for long. And most of them came out of detained when they were already poisoned and they were paralyzed. And that is how Matiba found his death, after paralyzed through that detained process. Later, Moi, after that pressure, ceded, and he allowed the country to have multipartyism, and the repeal of Section 2A was realized. And that's how the multiparty was born in this country. Yeah. So that is what we keep remembering on Saba Saba, because it was not a simple battle. And remember, this country had anything to do with democracy, and multipartyism came with the democracy. And that's why today we must say that those fruits that those men and women of this country fought for are not yet realized if today we still experience abductions, we still experience extrajudicial killings, and we still experience torture in this country. I think these are things that are supposed to be behind our back, but you see, the gyms keep using these methods for instilling fear to youth, but that is not what, and it was emphasized by what we call multiparty democracy. Yeah. So I would say we have the multiparty democracy in papers, but in realization, we don't feel it.
Yes. Yeah. Bwana Mutambo, we've often talked about the success